Let us now study about the moving coil galvanometer. A galvanometer is a device used to measure the current, okay, or detect the current. If current flows means it will turn and it will show the reading. Okay, so what's the principle it works? When a current carrying loop is placed in a uniform magnetic field, it experiences a torque. Okay, that's the principle. That means we have a loop there kept in a magnetic field, it will experience a torque. Already we saw this. Okay, so imagine this is a loop here and we kept between two magnetic fields, or this is in the magnetic field we keep it. When we pass current into the loop, it will start turning. Okay, it experiences a torque there. That's what it is. So let's see what are the parts of this moving coil galvanometer. Okay, there are actually two kinds are there. This is a fixed one, okay, and this is one pointer type. Okay, this doesn't have any pointer. We'll come to each thing separately. So let's see about this first. There are two permanent magnets, north and south, and in between we have a coil there. This is a coil which is wound on a light frame, metal frame, and inside that we keep a soft iron core. The soft iron core will concentrate the magnetic field. Okay, then there's a wire that connected. Okay, this wire is made up of phosphor bronze. Okay, it's an alloy, okay, of phosphorus and bronze. Okay, then this wire is it's connected to terminal T1 on top. There's a mirror fixed here. Okay, down below we have a hair spring. It's a small spring there, very tiny spring. Its thickness is like a hair only. Okay, so then there's a terminal T2. So we have give connections to T1 and T2. Okay, this we can see only in the labs there. Okay, it's kept separately. Okay, we can't even touch this machine. If you touch it also, it may show wrong readings. So we'll connect the terminals only separately. Okay, then next you see, but how to take readings? Okay, we can't touch it now. So what we do, we have a lamp and scale arrangement. Okay, so we have a lamp there. From lamp, light will come. Okay, there's a lens to focus it, and graticule. Graticule means what? It's a cross wire. It's like X there. Okay, so this will send the light beam. It hit the mirror, and when you pass current now, the thing will turn. Okay, the coil will turn, and the mirror also will turn. So it will produce a reflection there. The reflection will be on the scale there. Okay, so by noting this reading, we can find the current. It's so sensitive. You don't even touch it with the hand. Okay. Next we see the pointer type. This is the most commonly used in the labs. This you can see, you have seen it. Okay, I think so. Okay, there are two poles here, north and south pole, and this coil here, and then we have a simple pointer there. Okay, so it's more easy to do it. Okay, so this is a pointer type magnet, or a pointer type galvanometer. Sorry. So let's now see what will be the expression for this torque. Okay, and we learn somehow about some things about this moving coil galvanometer. So let's study now what will be the torque for a single turn of the coil. Okay, so there's a single turn here, PQRS. We must see what is the torque there. Okay, so we know the formula for torque. Torque tau is equal to force into distance. This is the formula we're going to use here. Okay, so in this case, torque tau is equal. I'll write distance first. Okay, the distance here we can take, that is for this one, that's a breadth here. Okay, that's a breadth B. Okay, so the distance is breadth, that's B, into the force there. Okay, so force I'll write here separately. Okay, now what will be the magnetic force there? That we learned that F is equal to BIL. Okay, substitute here. So B means what? Magnetic field. I means current. L is the length here. So the length of the coil is L. Okay, so B into capital B into I into L. Rearrange, right? So we get here small b. Sorry, yes. Okay, we write here L first. L into B into capital B into I. But we know area is equal to length into breadth. Okay, so area A is equal to length into breadth. Okay, so substitute here. So what we get is torque tau is equal to, we get here ABI. This is for one turn only. Suppose there are n turns. So what to do? So multiply by n. So for n turns, okay, what will happen? Torque tau is equal to n into ABI. Capital N means the number of turns in this case. Okay, now you see this is a torque we know. Okay, so the current we give, it will make it turn. Okay, it will become like a motor and it will spin continuously. So to prevent that, we have a hairspring. Okay, the hairspring will prevent it from rotating. Okay, too much. So this will also give torque now. Hairspring will give a torque in opposite direction. Okay, that torque. Okay, so torque given by the hairspring. Okay, given by the hairspring. Let's see what is it now. Okay. So that torque tau is equal to K into theta. Okay, where K is called as restoring couple per unit twist. Okay, so here in this case, K is equal to the restoring couple. It's called as per unit twist. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, See now in equilibrium what happens? Okay, this current will make it turn and the restoring couple will balance it. Okay, so this torque and this torque will be equal. Okay, so that I'll write here. I'll erase it up here and we'll write down. So let us see what happens in equilibrium. Okay, both the torques are equal. So NAB into capital I is equal to this K into theta. Okay, our aim is to find what is the current there. Okay, we must measure the current. So bring this NAB downwards here. Okay, I erase this things here. Now let's see. So current I is equal to K into theta by NAB. Okay, so this K by NAB, okay, this term is a constant here. K means a constant, N is the number of turns, A is the area, B is the magnitude. This is a constant here, so that we can write a single constant, that is G into theta. Okay, so I is equal to G into theta, we will get this equation here. So what does G means here? Okay, so where capital G is equal to K by NAB. Okay, this we got now. So this G means what it's called as a galvanometer constant, we say. G means galvanometer constant. Okay. So but this relation is very important. Okay, what is the formula for current? I is equal to K into theta by NAB. Okay, this is a very important relation. We will write it here and we'll store it now. Okay, I is equal to K into theta by NAB. Okay, so next we'll see what's meant by the figure of merit of this moving coil galvanometer, the sensitivity and current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity will study. Okay, let me erase this parts here. So let's now see some definitions now. Okay, so first one we'll study is about the figure of merit of a galvanometer. Okay, it is defined as the current required to produce a deflection of one scale division in the galvanometer. Okay, so what happens is we give a current through the galvanometer. This is a pointer type galvanometer, not moving coil type. So when you give current to this, okay, so it must turn one division. You can see one line. Okay, so just one line must move. Okay, that current is called as a thing. Okay, figure of merit of a galvanometer. Okay, the next one, sensitivity of galvanometer. The galvanometer is said to be sensitive if it shows large deflection even for a small current pass through or a small voltage applies across it. Okay, that means if you give small current also, it must show large deflection. Okay, it must turn more. Okay, so or small voltage we give also, it must turn more. Then we can say it's more sensitive. Okay, so let's see next thing called as a sensitivity of galvanometer. Okay, and we'll study more about this sensitivity. Current sensitivity we'll learn. Okay, then we'll go to voltage sensitivity. So let's study what's meant by current sensitivity. Okay, it is defined as the deflection produced per unit current flowing through the galvanometer. So let's see what's meant by current sensitivity now. Current sensitivity means the IS. Okay, current sensitivity. Okay, it's equal to deflection produced. Deflection is given by theta by the unit current, that is I. Okay, so theta by I. Substitute the value of I here. Okay, substitute the value of I. Okay, so substitute what happens is we get here IS is equal to theta by, instead of I we get here K into theta by NAB. Okay, so now what happens, theta and theta will cancel. Okay, and then NAB goes upwards here. So we get here IS is equal to NAB by K. Okay, so you can see this now. But what happens is we'll already learn that this K is equal to this one, not K here. Let me pause it now. Okay, so let's recall this. We wrote this G is equal to K by NAB now. Okay, so G is equal to K by NAB. But NAB by K means it is 1 by G. Okay, so that we can write as this IS is equal to 1 by G. Okay, so this is one thing we must know. Okay, so both the equations are important. Okay, I'll circle this first. I'll cloud this first. Okay, next we see how to increase the current sensitivity. Okay, that is right here. How to increase the current sensitivity. So let us study now how to increase the current sensitivity. The current sensitivity can be increased by, first one, increasing the number of turns capital N, increasing magnetic induction, that is B. Okay, so increase the magnetic field. Okay, then, or you can use a stronger magnet here. Okay, so first one you can increase the number of turns, more turns. Okay, third one is increasing the area here, A. So if you have more bigger area, we have a more deflection there. Then decreasing the couple per unit twist of the suspension wire. That means our suspension wire now, we saw the first picture. Okay, so we have used a very soft wire which will decrease the couple here. Okay, so actually we use a phosphor bronze. Okay, phosphor bronze is a very low couple per unit twist. Okay, so this is about the current sensitivity. Next we'll study what's meant by voltage sensitivity. Let us study now what's meant by voltage sensitivity. It is defined as the deflection produced per unit voltage applied across the galvanometer. Okay, so what happens is we apply current in the galvanometer. Then what happens for a voltage, say 1 volt? What will be the deflection? Okay, that's what they say here. So voltage sensitivity, that is Vs, is equal to the deflection produced, that is theta, by the voltage applied, that is V. Okay, so this is called as a voltage sensitivity. Now what we must do, we must find what is this voltage sensitivity V here. Okay, Vs. So what we do is Vs is equal to theta by, we know the formula Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. Okay, so we can write I into resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, how it comes is V is equal to I into R, Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law is used here for this. Okay, Rg means what? Resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, next step, what you do, substitute the value of phi here. Okay, substitute the value of phi. Okay, substitute the value of phi. Let's see what happens is this one. We're going to substitute here. So we get here Vs is equal to theta by, okay, this step we get K into theta by NAB into this Rg. Okay, so step. Now what happens is theta and theta will cancel, and NAB you take it up. Okay, let's see what happens now. So we get here Vs is equal to NAB by K, okay, into Rg. Okay, so G means it's K by NAB. You take reverse or inverse, you take, that will be 1 by G now. So this step, that is NAB by K, that you can write as 1 by G. Okay, so Vs is equal to 1 by capital G into Rg. Okay, so this 1 by G we know that is Is. Okay, current sensitivity we learned earlier. Okay, so 1 by G, okay, is equal to Is. Okay, like here Is is equal to 1 by G, that form I'm using here. Okay, and this step what happens is 1 by G is equal to NAB by K. Okay. It's not so clear. Now it's clear. Okay. So in this step, Vs is 1 by G, that means 1 by G means Is. Okay. So what happens is we write here Vs is equal to this one Is, okay, by Rg. Okay, so this one's way of writing. But general definition is this one. Okay, deflection produced by unit voltage. That's a deflection produced per unit voltage. Here Vs means what? Voltage sensitivity. Voltage sensitivity. Then Is means current sensitivity. And then Rg means what? The resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, resistance of the galvanometer. So this will help us to understand the different topics about the galvanometer. Thank you for watching.